What's up, watch fans? Well, I assume you're watch fans if you're watching this, but maybe you're not. Who knows? Maybe you'll watch this and you'll become a watch fan. So I've been looking at a field watch. By the way, hit like and subscribe, put on that notification bell, and usually trying to do some good reviews here and some other stuff. But hey, where am I going? Boy, my ADD kicked in something fierce just now. Anyway, here's what we're here to talk about. We're doing I've been looking for field watches. I had a Veyer, ended up giving that to my wife. It turned out to be one of her favorite watches. I like the field watch style. The problem is most field watches, going by historical trends, are small. They're smaller watches. I just don't like 36, 38, even 39 millimeter watches. They don't look right on my wrist. They're too small. Don't like them. And there's people that are almost my size that say it fits them fine. It's a personal taste. I look at the length of my arm and I'm like, it looks too small. This is a 45. That looks good. Little large, but fits nice. By the way, it's a bull of a lunar pilot. So I've been looking for one, and I saw some new models come out from Hamilton that had a green dial and a brown leather strap and look really cool, but it was offered in a 38 and waiting on the 42s. The blue one's out, but the green one is still not on the US websites. I don't know how long it's going to be. And, they're pretty expensive. So I was like, you know what? Let me save a few bucks, go with another reputable brand that has the same kind of color palette and has its own charm and its own things with it at a much cheaper price point. Now, I paid $200 for this. There was a flash sale on Amazon, my local dealer, Trip and Company up in Dawsonville. They matched the price, which I didn't expect. I was hoping to split the difference, but he came back and said, yeah, I'll do it. So this is normally retail is I think $375 was the initial MSRP. You can usually find them somewhere in the ballpark of high twos, maybe around $300, and I think closer to $350 if you want the steel strap or titanium rather. So here's what we've got. We'll go through the model and specs, try it on, see what we like, what we don't like. So this is the model Garrison, Garrison, like in the description. And it is in part of their Super Titanium line. Now, the model number specifically, Bravo Michael 8560-02 X-ray. That is the specific model. Yeah, what did I pay with tax out the door? $213.30 with tax. So hell of a deal for a nice Japanese watch with eco drive and never having to change batteries or get the movement serviced or any of that stuff. It uses the E101 eco drive movement, which you can charge it with any light source, including artificial light. So obviously it will charge faster with sunlight. So we've got a green dial. We have lume on the hands and markers. I don't have a UV light, but I got a pretty bright Surefire here. So let's go ahead and hit that real quick. Let's see. I need to get a UV light just for that. So it's green lume. It's not their normal blue lume I've seen a lot of them. Not super bright. I wouldn't say it's super awesome. I think with a UV light, or if I put it in sunlight, it would be better. This flashlight is just regular, so it's not charging it all that much. What you've got is a 42 mil case. It is a silver tone Super Titanium. 22 mil lug. It doesn't give the lug-to-lug measurement. It does, however, have sapphire crystal. It's got 100 meter water resistance. It is not a screw-down crown. You also have the day of the week and the date, which is kind of cool. So leather feels really good. It's got kind of a suede on the inside. That should feel really good on the skin. Let's go ahead and take off our bull of a lunar pilot. If you don't have one of these, go watch my review on it. These things are fantastic. These are really good watches and have a really cool, interesting history. The difference in weight, holy crap. This thing feels like a G-Shock. It weighs nothing. It's surprisingly light, almost to the point where you're like, is that a real watch? But I guess that's the difference between steel and titanium. Do some close-up shots of it, and then we'll put it on the wrist. So we've got the dial. Nice, easy to read. That's what I like about field watches. Very clean, At a glance, you can see, sometimes these are a little bit busy, and other times, you're looking at it and you're kind of like, well, which is the minute hand, which is the second hand? This, there is no doubt. You look at it, you immediately know what time it is. Doesn't have a cyclops, doesn't need it because the date, although it's partially covered by the hour hand at this exact time, is very, very legible. Just says Eco Drive on the front, Citizen, that's it. Not a lot of billboarding or anything like that. If you look there, you can see that the indexes around the perimeter are kind of, it's raised. It's a recessed dial. It's not a flat dial. It's got some layers to it, which is kind of interesting. Very, very thin, which it would be. It's not a chronograph or anything like that. It's not an automatic movement, so it doesn't need a bunch of extra stuff in it. But let's go ahead and get a good close-up of the dial. Pause it there if you wish. Side view, nice, smooth brush, nice transitions. There are a couple little spots of high polish. You'll see that right around the bezel there. The back, pretty straightforward, just got all the information on it. It's a screw-in back. As I mentioned before, not a screw-down crown, but it does give you 100-meter water resistance, so basic swimming, although I don't know if you'll swim with it with the leather strap, because it kind of gets the strap, leather all funky. But you can go ahead and put it on a NATO strap or something else. Very, very nice watch. Throw it on the wrist and see how it feels. Leather will have to break in, but actually out of the box, it's pretty damn good. I could sit down on the couch just kind of doing that thing where you kind of roll the leather over itself like that and loosen it up. But, I mean, that goes right on. I like it a lot. I almost wouldn't mind the leather being a little darker. I've seen some watches that do have a little bit darker. The good news here is with a standard 22 mil, I don't know if I put on black, maybe I'd get OD green or gray or something, or maybe even find a brown, NATO strap. But you could have black on green on a NATO strap. That would actually look pretty damn good. You could probably go a little darker. See that may be the strap. That may be the combo right there. I look at that and that just seems to pop a little bit more. Not bad on that. This one, ooh, that's another good one. Ooh, I gotta figure that out. I almost feel like this is the best one. That's the best color combo. But being that it's a standard 22 mil, very easy. Now the stock one is not quick disconnect, but that's okay. That's very cool. I think this is a gorgeous watch. It's simple, it's clean, it's casual, it's everyday. Like I said, you probably wouldn't go swimming with a leather strap on it, but if you had to, or you fell in the creek or something, or you're doing something outdoorsy, it is a field watch. It's an outdoorsy kind of watch, but you can kind of pass it off as a dress watch, especially when you got quick disconnect, bands and stuff like that. You can kind of pop on and off whatever you want. I feel like it is a watch that could dress down a bit, and it would dress up a bit. It's not going to dress up to, a Hamilton Jazzmaster or something like that, right? A Frederick Constant or some, kind of type of actual dress watch, but pretty damn nice. I got it because I just wanted something clean, everyday, lightweight. You almost forget it's there. My only, and it's not a gripe, is I feel like with that green, I think if it was a lighter green, this would go better. I think the leather could be just a little darker. Now, you could probably take some neat's foot oil or some mink oil, and honestly, just oiling the leather would actually bring it down, and that way you get the stitching, and it looks. I mean, it would just be darker. It would look really good. I don't know if I want to do that, because then if I don't like it, you can't undo that from the strap. I think the easier thing is to just throw a different strap on it. And honestly, I think that one right there is perfect. I don't remember what brand this is. It's Italian leather. I think it's going to look tremendous on that. So very, very cool watch. I love the titanium. I love the fact that you just, it's got a 5 or 6 month power reserve. Just let it sit in the sun once in a while, or just leave it, in an area where it gets ambient light from the room. And it'll basically just stay charged indefinitely. Very, very nice. Did we do the crown? What do you got on there? No logo, but you got some nice knurling and machining on there. Looks pretty good. All in all, I'm trying to think of a better field watch, because there are some that are even cheaper that look kind of like this, and that would be like the Timex Expeditions and stuff. But a lot of those, while they look similar, they're not solar powered. They don't have sapphire crystal. They're going to have acrylic or mineral glass, and most of them don't have 100-meter water resistance. A lot of them are like 30 and 50. Some are, but then you're getting up close to the same price, but you're still not necessarily getting sapphire glass, and you're certainly not getting solar powered in that price range typically. So I'd check this one out. If you want a simple field watch, but you don't want to pay the $900 or $1,000 for the new Hamilton, which I just didn't feel like paying, for fourth or 1/5 the price, if you find a good deal like I did, you can scoop up a Citizen. Citizen's been around a long time. They're a great brand. They make good stuff, typical Japanese precision. And there you have it. So if you like this, give it a thumbs up. And if you got other suggestions for other watches that I haven't covered, God, I've done a lot of watch reviews on my channel. Always open to ideas. There you have it.